What is up, guys? Welcome back to latest health sports on the Spoke to Be Center show. We have an awesome recap for you guys tonight. Because we're gonna get into it, and I'm sure Ben's upset. Us Bruins fans are upset, but also we have a Senators fans with us. Our returning member, one of our building blocks of the Spoke to Be Center podcast. Guys, welcome Nova back. Welcome Nova back,
Yo,
huh?
let's go, let's go.
Bro,
How we feeling, Nova? How we feeling? Quick round
uh,
of applause for my boy, real quick. Quick round of applause.
I gotta be honest here. It's been a hot minute, but that's because I've been doing a lot of work and also just building myself a new computer so I can get on some more streams with you guys. And one thing Amari forgot to mention is I'm a rare crossbreed of both Bruins and Sens. So yeah, I'll give you best of both worlds on this one.
Yes, indeed. And with that being said, also too, you guys already know we have our main man with us, Mr. Canadians connoisseur. We have Ben Bolio with us today. How you feeling, brother? I know it's a little, dark tonight, but other than the Canadians game today, how you feeling?
Other than that, I'm feeling good. Other than the game itself, but we don't talk about the game just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to ask, did the video kind of like stutter for you guys at all or no?
No, if it was seems
No,
fine on my
Okay.
side.
I
That
kind of,
just
I
means
kind
it's my
of
phone.
No, it's all good. I kind of cringed at the fact that Beecher was in the intro. I'm like, dang, Beecher getting a lot of.
Yeah, I guess we
I'm
we
like,
might have a Beecher. We might have a Beecher update, guys. We might have to update Beecher out the intro. I can make a new one, I don't mind.
I
We got
mean,
old
hey,
Sagan in there at the end.
it's a sick as fuck intro. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
but
that was sacred.
Beecher, I'm like, you know what?
Get the shot.
Give him some of those honorary flowers. You know what? Why not? He's got a goal in this year, in the limited time he's played. So you know what? Hand it out to him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll just get right into it. Tonight, the Boston Bruins tonight struggled mightily in their own defensive zone. A couple early penalties, two early power plays for the Ottawa Senators. Now, Nova, on those two plays early on in the game, or in general overall, how did you feel about the defensive zone struggles tonight? And where can we go from here and where can we improve?
I'm gonna be real with you on this one. The first penalty was not Viel's fault. I thought at first it was. Actually, I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was a legit hooking, but what actually happened was Jensen's stick happened to get intertwined with I forget who the player was. I'm horrid with names, but anyway, got intertwined and
Mm-hmm.
actually tripped up the Sens player. But because of the angle the ref was at, it seemed like it was VL who tripped him up. Hence why VL was so pissed off when he got called to the bench. And to be honest, VL was having a decent bit of time in the offensive zone there, using the body to help advance the puck and just ultimately protecting it, having his back towards the one Ottawa player there. So I got to give him props on that. It's kind of unfortunate what happened afterwards, but in terms of defensive lapses for the Bruins, overall, there were many moments where actually there two goals, to be honest, that were pretty similar that happened to go from one end far to the other end for just a clean, open net goal. And yeah, it just sends entered the zone way too easy. And when that happened, the Bruins sort of just collapsed more or less towards one side. Hence
Mm-hmm.
why in those two instances there was those open gaps and Corpusella was just left out to dry. And yeah, there was several turnovers in our own zone that the Sens capitalized, getting a few shots on. And overall it was pretty bad. And again, ironic story that's continuing to unfold where the aim of the season for the Bruins was to be more defensively minded, and this year it's just not because they're more offensively minded. No one thought that. So crazy.
Yeah, and you look at the totality of this game as well. It kind of stinks to see a lot of the struggles that you saw from certain players tonight. And Ben, I don't know if you were able to watch the game at all. I know you were probably watching the Canadiens game for sure, but you kind of look at this situation for the Bruins, and is this a situation for the Canadiens tonight that you saw? And is this something that it concerns you as well with your own team?
I always do that issue. Why am I always muted? It's been the second time in
No,
2 days.
you're good. You're
Brain.
good.
But it's no
You're
point
good,
to this
brother.
past 2 days. But what I'm saying is like, yes, defensive issues that's definitely a struggle for both. I was able to catch a bit of the game, which like the second half of the third, or like the third, because I couldn't handle the halves anymore. At like 6 and I think I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
But it was both a defensive struggle for the Bruins, and literally on that fourth goal by the Sens, I think it shows I was like, oh shit, missed position by so many players. That's what caused like the game-winning goal by Susla. And if you look at the half, it was so like misplays both. But for both misplays in the defensive and offensive zone, which led to goals, which is why we lost 7-0, which is unbelievable and horrible of a performance. And so no show back.
Absolutely. And you look at this game tonight, and these defensive struggles on both sides here for the Bruins and the Canadiens. It showed there's a little bit of a vulnerability factor on both ends. But tonight, I really liked Mark Kastelik's energy. I thought Kastelik had great energy on the forecheck in the neutral zone, really pressuring to make plays. And the goal he scored tonight was a really gritty goal. And that goal ultimately, set the Bruins up for a chance to win this game. And,
I saw that one, yeah.
I think, obviously, like you said, Timmy Stützle, great game. And now, Nova, as far as the Senators, right? What do you think about the Senators in general and how they played overall tonight at all facets of the game? Because I'll tell you real quick, the first period, they completely controlled the game. The Bruins kind of took back a little bit of control there in the second period, found a way to make the game close. But that third period, you saw a lot of the same struggles from the Bruins that we've seen from last year, and even this year from this point on. So what did you see from the Senators tonight, and how did the Senators snap this 7-game winning streak, and what was really the key for the Senators in snapping this streak?
I feel the main key was to kind of do what the Bruins have done in the past, like winning streak that they had, and that was just be tenacious, like never give up despite being tied or having a goal scored in you. Always applying the pressure, being physical, and ultimately tape to tape passes in the offensive zone to allow a quick setup. Because once you do, you saw in that game, Bruins are kind of left floundering, and ultimately, I think that's where they shined.
Absolutely. And you look at the Senators team, no Brady Tkachuk. He's hurt for some time period.
Yeah.
Hopefully you do look to see Brady Tkachuk return, I think, for the Olympics. Is that like kind of his timetable?
So Brady Tkachuk is a month out. I don't
think it was that far.
Okay.
In the middle,
I might be thinking of his brother, maybe.
His brother is even before the Olympics.
Oh, really? Okay, so they'll both be back.
His new deadline is December. Is somewhere in December.
So they're both.
I'm sorry, Ben and Nova. We coming for that. We coming for that gold.
It's all
Get
good.
the boys back healthy. We coming for that gold, baby.
It's all good.
In mid October, Brady was 68 weeks.
That was his timetable?
Yeah.
Or
60.
Yeah. Okay.
68 weeks.
But I have to be honest, I might screw up the record because, again, I'm horrible with numbers. Anyway, I think we're 7-4-3 or 7-3-4 without Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta be honest, I'm mightily impressed. We had players like Dylan Cousins and Shane Pinto. I gotta give props to Shane Pinto. He's got, I think it's 15 points on the season. Insane.
Yep. Absolutely. Real quick, shout out to Shane Pinto.
Getting a new contract today.
Yeah,
sure.
new contract. What is it? 4 by 5. I think.
Mm-hmm.
4 year by 7.5.
Oh, four
Yep.
by that's the 5. Thank you. 4 by 7.5. So
Yep.
a little clap to him. He deserves it for sure.
Absolutely.
It's honestly a. I'm surprised it's only 4 years, but it's definitely a low risk, super
Yeah.
high reward because if
Yep.
Joe can keep on this play, I mean, I'm not saying that he's
I mean,
not.
with the cap going up to 7.5, it's going to be the new
Oh,
5 mil. It's
it's
going to be the new
nothing
5 mil. So at that price, it's totally fine. With
for
the cap
sure.
going
Yep.
up.
Absolutely.
And I'm more than confident that Pinto's gonna only go up from here. And I have to also give a shout out to Dylan Cousins in his own way. He's
Mhm.
beating the allegations. In Buffalo, they said he was a crybaby. Didn't really
Yes,
put much
sir.
of any effort into the game. Gave up when the tough got going. Was a locker room cancer, and look at him now. He's contributing on the power play, setting up offensive rushes. He's contributing with goals. I mean that way he finished off of that beautiful Zetterlund feed was amazing. I mean, he
Absolutely.
roofed that one, and I was impressed. And yeah, 2 players that I've mightily been impressed about. But going back to Kaslik, real quick. Unfortunately, Sens suffer another injury in Nick Jensen thanks to a collision with Mark Kaslik. So now we're down another defenseman, and unfortunately, we're going to have to call up someone from Belleville. But let me put my Bruins hat on and say, I got to be honest, I'm impressed with Mark Kaslik for sure. I've been real in this game. I don't know if we're at that segment yet where we can talk about Mark Kaslik and
Yeah, we're
his.
here. You're here.
We're here.
Transition
Alright.
us. We're
So you
here.
know what? Let me open the can. I think Jeannot's a waste of money. Honestly, seeing how at the beginning of the year or in the offseason, you didn't know what Kaslik was going to be. Obviously,
Right.
when he was in Ottawa, Kaslik was, and you even saw too, he was more or less known as like a person who would show up early, kind of be physical, and then
Right.
sort of peter off when the year went on.
Yep.
But this time around, we signed Jeannot because there was a lot of that uncertainty with Kaslik's game.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, Kaslik's been not only physical, but offensively decent. He's got how many goals is it on the season? 4, I think. 5, maybe.
If I'm not mistaken. Oh man, Ben, you might have to answer to that one, brother. You might have to.
All right. Okay.
You might have to
right.
answer to that one soon,
All
brother.
right. All right.
I gotta be honest. Who is this Vigil? Yeah.
That's Angelo. Yeah, Angelo.
Angelo. Habs
Yeah.
do stuff for sure.
All right. Whoa.
Yeah.
And Dobish is a fraud, clear as day.
Yeah.
Go back to sponsoring mattresses.
Yeah.
I was about to help you with the Kaslik and tell you how many goals he had, but fuck off.
Oh shoot! This year
that was his 4th goal.
Okay,
yeah, this is his 4th goal, 3 assists, 7 points. He's +3 so far this year, which you love to see.
Means that team wise, he's been doing well.
And his splits, this is oddly enough, his splits, he's a +5 in away games.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
really, really good, a really, really good metric, absolutely, to use for that. I know plus minuses and everything, but with his amount of ice time, which is an average of 13 minutes a game, a +5 on away games is awesome. You would like to see the penalty minutes go down. That is something for sure. But
knowing the player he is, like the fact that he doesn't have more is good. Because he could easily have more. He could so easily have more. I'm gonna be honest.
And this year against Ottawa, he's played 2 games. He's a +1, but he's had 6 penalty minutes, 2 shots, and obviously a goal tonight. So, you look at that, you want to say, hey, hopefully he can continue this level of play.
For
He
sure.
had one shot, one goal that was, gritty in front of the net. And I think obviously the work he was doing tonight obviously did show up in the stat sheet. But the 2 games before that, he did have one assist in each of the games against one assist, I'm sorry, against Toronto. Twice actually, because we played Toronto back to back, I believe. Um, he had one assist in each game, 1 point. He was a -1 in the last game against Toronto, but then the game before that, he was a +1. So you look at Mark Kastelik and you really ask yourself, is this a guy, like you said, do we let Tanner Jeannot go or do we trade him during mid-season here before the deadline, Nova?
We trade. Let's be honest. I'm looking at it now, and even today, Catholic Pitt played 15 minutes and 31 seconds on the ice, and Jeannot played only 13:08.
Mhm.
And Jeannot, he's not been impressive. Like the few fights he's been in haven't been so dominant, and we knew coming in from LA that his offense isn't there. He surprised me with the few goals he's had. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
But apart from that, there's just been moments where I've not even noticed him on the ice. And like when the broadcasters call him out, I'm like, huh, he's on the team? I forgot, legit. Because he's just so unnoticeable. And it's honestly surprising that he's playing third line minutes.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I feel like he's getting praise of which he shouldn't. It's kind of like he's riding on the coattails of Mitten, who's been impressive, and Kaslik.
Yeah.
And it's just and like with Kaslik literally being the spitting image of Jeannot, just the fact that he plays on the right side. It's like why need him? Like honestly, why need someone like that when you have someone like maybe a Riley Duran that can be another Jeannot type player for extremely cheap, right? So I don't get the 5 years that we signed him for. It's insane.
Definitely a dumb move.
Yeah, but
It's
he's on the cheap. Thankfully, he's on the cheap for the 5 years, though.
he's
Like,
on the
isn't the AAV less than $3 million?
I think it's 2.5.
yeah, it's cheap, but then again, I don't want to pay that sort of money when we have someone in Catholic who's already like and younger, mind you.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
Kastelik's AAV I think is less than 2.5, right?
Yeah, it is.
Kastelik is 1.5 and Jeannot's
Mhm.
3.4.
A steal. But Jeannot had a fight tonight. I feel like Jeannot is not there to do like what Kastelik does offensively.
Kastelik is more offensive than Jeannot. Jeannot is
Yeah,
more for like the gritty style of play he has.
Because Kastelik, believe it or not, if you've watched, like Kastelik does have great hands.
he does.
He does, and he can skate. His skating ability is very underrated. I don't think that's the case with Jeannot,
No, and,
at
and we
all.
like I said, we knew that going in. So, like I said, the offensive pop that he's had here and there is nice, but it's kind of like Curtis McDermott with Ottawa is like you've got him in for that grittiness, that fighting, but yeah,
Right.
I haven't been impressed. Like he hasn't had many of those like wow moments that Catholics had, right? Hence why I
Right.
say like Catholics basically Jeannot just with more offense. So it's like, why need someone like Jeannot when Catholic's younger, cheaper, more offensively gifted, yet defensively and like physically more noticeable?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you also look at the situation too, for the Bruins. And no one really expected our record to be here. But another topic point I definitely wanted to touch on with you is Henry Yokoharu tonight. Nova, I know you definitely have a lot to say about this situation here. I thought it was horrible he was horrible tonight in his own zone, but also another interesting stat for those that didn't watch the game tonight. The Senators dominated the faceoff circle in the neutral zone and in their own zone. It was a 68% to a 32% difference tonight in the faceoff circle. And, you know, I feel like that's where the Bruins lack in terms of the faceoff circle. There's a lot of these games where we've gotten beaten horribly in the faceoff circle. And the Ottawa Senators kept finding ways to keep the puck in the offensive zone. So tonight, Henry Yokoharu, how did you feel about his bad defensive performance? And are there any plays or any moments that stood out to you as far as Henry Yokoharu's play tonight?
Yoki Haru as a whole, I feel like is a waste of space on this team. Like I know on the right side it's very shallow. We don't have much of anybody. But Yoki Haru, I'm that train's left the station. Like he constantly gets beat out on any sort of rush. He loses the puck many times. He's kind of like Carlo, you know. He's supposed to be a defensive defenseman, but he's just not physical, and he doesn't do much defensively. He's a pylon. He's kind of like what Zadorov was last year, and I'm just sick and tired of it. And honestly, I forgot what. Oh, I think it was. Hold on, real quick. I have to remember what that goal was. But there was one instance where he was in his own zone,
Hmm.
and he got beat out, and that led to a goal.
Absolutely.
And he got beat out pretty bad. And I mean, I was on the train of also saying, you know what, let's put Peak onto this boat too. But Peak's kind of, lowered the lifeboat and sailed away because I got to be honest, Peak's been impressive as of late as to how much he's put his body on the line. My goodness, the fact that he's not injured yet is beyond me. He's like some sort of Russian cyborg or something. Like, just what is
Yep.
running through his veins? Is it like adamantium, like the fucking Wolverine? I don't know. But Yoki Haru, I don't care for him anymore. And just the fact that he gets so easily beat and he's just not physical and kind of like a Jeremy Luzon, he's very slow and gets easily skated around. Is like, just get off the fucking team, dude. Like, you got beat out easy today, led to a goal. And more times than not, when he's pressured, he just craps the bed and is just all lost. He's like a deer in headlights. It's so bad.
Yep. And that actually, beautiful analysis there. And that actually leads into the next point too. Absolutely as well. Mason Lowry, man. This is tough. This is tough to watch as a Bruins fan, man. Lowry, this game against the Senators, he has gotten beaten up in the neutral zone. He just can't figure out how to make the right play. He doesn't know when to dump. He doesn't know when to make an entry. He doesn't know when to pass to somebody to make an entry. I
No,
just don't know what it's going to take. And he's young enough to the point where, you might deal with certain things. This might be okay, at least up until a certain point this year. But you want to see improvement. But he's had this problem for the last a couple seasons now. He's been amazing on the power play though this season. Can't really argue that. But how do you feel about Lowry's terrible in neutral and defensive zone play? And what can we do for Lowry? And who can we put him with? Does it take us putting him with Charlie Mack? Does it take us putting him with Hampus Lindholm? Like, what can we do? Because it doesn't seem he could be a third line guy with another guy to elevate. He's probably not an elevation player. So if you were to choose one, would you rather choose to put him with McAvoy or would you rather choose to put him with Hampus Lindholm?
can we put him in Providence?
I mean, good question.
I mean, yeah, that's a valid question. It's a valid question.
I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. Like I said, I'm a man of diversity, and when he entered the league, first Louisiana born, first Louisiana this, that, and the next. I was so hyped. Maybe the fact that
Warm
we
weather kid.
yeah, the fact that he was once like a 4-turn defenseman, and I was like thinking, oh, he's the next fucking Brett Burns like type player, But no, he's offensively gifted. I mean, he's got 3 assists coming back. Woo! But defensively, he just
Yeah.
doesn't impress me. Like, I'm sorry, but when Aspro was on the ice, and even Mike Callahan for that one game, you heard the broadcaster say his name, and it was in a good way because of
Right.
the back checking, the pushing them towards the boards, getting physical, getting into the dirty areas, trying to win for the puck, and even applying a few slappers on the shot or towards the net, even help cycle that puck. Lori, it's just okay. The game before this, it was a bit better, but this game, Oh God. I mean, I guess that's kind of like I don't know what Sturm was thinking putting fucking Lorai and Yoki Haru together. That was brain dead. Uh,
Yeah,
that those are two peas in a disastrous pot. I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know who you put with because last year people were saying, "Oh, we rushed him, this, that, and the next. Oh, we were injured." Cool, nice. I don't give a flying fuck because you put him with McAvoy this year. You put him with McAvoy last year. He
yeah,
looked bad. You put him with Yoki Haru or Carlo. He looked bad. Put him with Grizzlick. He looked bad. Put him with whoever it was. Doesn't matter what the third pairing, second pairing, first pairing. He looked bad defensively. So much so that he was the worst in minus percentage or in minus stat. I know it's a stat that I'm gonna be honest, you don't look at a lot because it's not a legit stat to be fair.
right.
But still, like defensively, he was the worst in so many categories last year. And I think it was a minus 41 on the year or 43, something like that. And this year it's still the same. It's like, buddy, how many more signs do you need to like
Right.
change? Like, this is your third full season in the NHL. Like, grow up. You're
Yeah, get it
supposed to,
together.
I know, you're supposed to be this cornerstone piece, but yet you're not. And then you have
Hmm.
like coming on the uprise, like Bashik Blinar, who's been such a surprise. You know, him, I got a
Yeah, you
quick
love Blenar. You put me
quick,
onto him
quick,
for
quick
sure.
shout out. You know, me and Benny, we run a prospects page. You know, it's been dormant, but it's because we've been
Yeah.
busy.
But
But
hey,
yeah,
if you guys want to follow it, please go follow it, guys. It is at
sure.
prospect.scouting.reports. Please go follow it on Instagram if you guys are in here in the live for sure.
And
Please go follow that. They do a good job. They do a bang up job. They write reports, in-depth reports. You guys can get who's coming in, who's coming out of the league, who's going in, and who's on their way to a trade, and who's failed. So, definitely go check that out. But yeah, continue. Absolutely.
no, no worries. Thanks for the shout out, and don't
Yeah,
forget to like and
yeah. Thank you.
subscribe. But yeah, so Vashik, he actually made the I think it was the nationals team or the Czech team. I'm gonna be honest for a tournament, and he well U20 tournament, and he was only 18 to make the league or to make the team, and he made it as a seventh D, and yet got in a few games and I heard has looked pretty damn decent. And I don't know if you guys have seen any like clips on Vashik, but the way he can come in and dangle that puck is insane. Like more than Lori can do offensively. It's crazy. And then you have another player like Loke Johansson that just got called up to Providence, and we heard with the Maine Mariners, like, okay, he's not a points darling, but you don't need him to be. He's kind of like Jonathan Aspero, where he's gonna impress
Right.
you defensively. Like the things that Summarize played out in Maine was he can skate, he can defend, and he can block. He's physical. And those two players right there are fast leagues better than what Lorai is. And so Lorai is on a very hot seat right now. And so when these players come around and really, really, really get to that point where they're pushing, I even forgot to mention Brunei because he's another great player. But
Yeah.
I think Lorai could easily be beat out once one of these players shows just the slightest bit more than what Lorai is, and so I don't I'm giving up on Lorai to be fair. I mean, okay,
Ooh.
is it quick to say, but I
It
I
might
just
be, but
I
I don't blame you. I can't blame you.
you can't because it's been
Nope.
3 years in the league that he's been now. I think it is, and so and he's been
3 years, same problem.
yeah, same problem. He's been put with so many different players, so many different combinations. I'm just tired of it.
I
Really
can't
am.
blame you, man. I can't blame you. And especially with low rise terrible defensive play, there's another guy tonight that, he might not beat the allegations. Morgan Geeky.
You gotta call me on this. Just a
You
little,
know?
just a little meme here.
Bruins fans might feel some type of way, so any Bruins fans watching, please cover your ears, because if unless you don't want to cover your ears, just make sure you understand that we have said, and I also have said myself as well. I think Morgan Geekie is a product of David Pastrnak. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking act like Morgan Geekie is some all-world goal scorer, or he's this guy who could just make anything happen. I mean, we're seeing what Pasta was doing tonight. Pasta just continues, even with knee tendonitis. Pasta just continues to make guys look better than they should, and he keeps getting fed the puck and he's producing. So, as far as Geeky, Nova, can Morgan Geeky beat the allegations he's not a product of Pasta, or is this guy belong in a Barilla box?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been impressed with Geeky. There's been many moments outside of Pasta where he's impressed. And is he a product of Pasta? I'm gonna be honest, yes, but I think that just kind of goes to show why Pasta deserves the C. And you can see in Konstantinov, Pasta knows how to properly take players to that next level. And okay, a lot of the points Geeky had last year were because of Pasta. But it kind of shows that even out at on that second line, when he was on the second line for a bit there, and he had a couple of goals too, I was impressed because again, he was away from Pasta and he only had Middlestad and Zaka as teammates, and so the fact that he was showing immense skill, not paired with Pasta, was impressive. And again, goes to show you on just how much effect Pasta has on other players. And only reason why I brought up the whole can he beat the allegations today is because literally his goal that he scored today was, shout out to Kuzi, was a Kuzi. So Kuzi comes in, brings in the puck, passes it over to Pasta. Great feed, by the way. Kuzi's got some eyes.
Yeah.
And then Pasta shoots it towards the net, and here comes Geeky, as he always did last year. Pick out and just the Geeky tip in as what many of his goals were last year. So I'm screaming at my TV like, he's not beating the allegations. He's not beating the allegations. So, yeah, that's kind of why I brought it up. But I got to be honest, Geeky is a product of Pasta, but in a good way. And I say that as I think Geeky's properly taught or been taught by Pasta to be a half decent player. And I feel like Kuzi's also showing that fact as well. And why I'm still going to scream to everybody that Pasta deserves the seat and not Charlie McAvoy.
Absolutely. Yep. And, what an amazing analysis for both teams tonight. That is how us Bruins fans all feel. That's how I feel as well. Same way Nova feels about this Bruins team, I feel the same way. Now to move on, I'm sorry, Ben. I know this is tough. But the Canadians tonight, it's just tough. It's just tough. But
I'll say myself, we got belt ass.
Yeah, and I will say, Ben, man, what is this team going to do? Because you look at the stats tonight a little bit, and you see it, and Dobesh obviously gives up 5. And then Montembeault comes in for, it looks like, 6 minutes?
No,
or however.
The third period.
Yeah, so, it's concerning he gave up 2 goals as well. And, also I just want to say this too, disclaimer for anybody watching. Montembeault is struggling mentally. He had to delete his Instagram. So everybody, prayers up for him, just mentally.
His account is still up. You just deleted the app.
So he's not going to be active. You hate to see that from a lot of players. Even though we were hard on Jarren Duran about that stuff, you saw what happened to Jarren Duran and the stuff he was going through. And obviously, there's a lot of people out there who use social media as a tool for hate. And, we obviously don't want to see Sam Montembeault have to go through that, even though despite him and Dobes struggling throughout a lot of this season, with a lot of heroics from Demidov and Caulfield. But you would like to see this team go to a place where the offense tonight they struggled against the Dallas Stars team that has had some quality wins.
It's their fourth
But
straight win, yeah.
Not against Ottawa.
no, exactly, yeah, not
Yeah,
against Ottawa, but
Ottawa was a comeback win, yeah.
But I will say, Ben, how do you feel right now about this position? And is there a way for this Canadians goaltending unit to figure it out? Or is it time to maybe move on from one of these guys and make a trade to get another guy and send as Dobez is younger than Montembeau, I'm assuming,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And is Dobez young enough to send down to get another guy? And it looks like this is a struggle so far throughout these 16, 17 games. So how do you feel about the goaltending situation, and are these struggles going to continue, or do you need a trade?
First off, I'll just respond, no trade. Yeah, this is
Okay, I like it.
This is no shape or form happening. We have, if we do need it, we have a third goalie that is ready to go in the AHL. He has in the NHL experience. So
Flowers
we're ready. Capo Kakkonen, he's ready in the AHL for that. He's literally the second goalie in AHL behind Jacob Fowler. I don't think Fowler is ready for NHL yet. You don't call him up in this situation where you have struggling goalies. But if you go with Kakkonen, who has NHL experience, it can back up goalies who are struggling. I think it's just lack of confidence, mostly for Montembeau for now. You bring up a guy that has been on a team that has been good in the AHL. He hasn't played much. He's been a second goalie, but I think you just take it out and just if you don't do a trade. You just call up a guy from the Manhandles who has NHL experience in Kakkonen.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough too when you look at this offense tonight. This offense wasn't the best of its ability for sure. And how does this offense fare going forward, man? I know this is a tough game against the Dallas Stars team. You guys score some goals, but what stuck out to you as far as offensive play, offensive zone play, and how can you improve going into the next game?
I mean, if you look at the amount of shots per player, there was Slav at 4, Gallagher 3, Evans 2, Demonov 2, Suzuki, Dog, Valeno, Kapanen all at 1. And on the defensive side of the defenseman, everyone had a shot, with Hudson and Madison getting 2.
Absolutely.
So I don't think the issue was shooting problems because we were getting shots on it. We have literally more shots than the Dallas Stars in the game. It's just making sure the puck goes in. That's really what it is.
Absolutely. And I was talking tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, by 5.
Yeah.
We have getting outscored 12-1 in the last 2 games alone.
Absolutely.
If you go and Saturday we won 6-2. Where the offense go to go, we go score 6 in one game and we go 2 1 in the next 2.
Right.
Like we played the Bruins in the next game. We have to figure it out because the Bruins can never score goals.
Right.
Also the defense never just no show.
Yeah, a no show, unfortunately. And I got one more question. Obviously, Nova. How do you feel about the Canadians so far? If you've watched this season, how do you feel about the Canadians and the performance they put up tonight after today? I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds, by the way.
How I feel about the Canadians and how they played. I mean, Dobish let 5 goals in on 12
13 shots.
13 shots. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Which I actually was mildly surprised because Dobish has been very solid.
He didn't have a regulation loss before today.
No.
His only loss was in OT against the Devils last week.
So regulation-wise, how much wins did he have? 10?
We have if I just look at the calendar, that would
help. At one point was 6-0.
We have 10 regulation wins. 10 wins in total. Yeah. We have 10 wins in total, and regulation win we have 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dobish has been lights out. I mean, coming out of nowhere, out of Czechia, being called up as an emergency backup in a sense, 3rd string. And
last year,
last year, and he impressed not only in the regular season, but in the in the
Yeah,
postseason, and
so, playoff.
Coming into this year, Mr. Mattress Sponsor. I was wondering. I was one. Hey, I'm gonna just be honest. If this doesn't work, maybe he should get a job at Tempur-Pedic because
Okay.
surely hire him. But so I've been impressed with Dobish for sure, but in terms as a whole, like the Canadians have really impressed me. I mean, this is like rebuild to going perfectly to a T. They have all their offensive young guys finally clicking, and Slafkovsky and Suzuki and Caulfield and
Slafkovsky's its best start in
Hudson,
and Hudson.
Dobson, you get a veteran.
Struble and
he's a veteran. Dobson is not even that old. He's like 25.
He's 25, same age as what's his name? Not Dvorsky. What's his name? Fuck from the Blues.
The Slafkovsky's not 25. Suzuki is 25, I think.
Yeah.
No. The guys that got from the Blues.
Bolden.
Yeah, he's 25 too, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you look at this Canadians team, like you said, Nova, and Nova.
It's been impressive.
Bolduc is 22 even.
You make a good point, Nova.
Okay.
Oh, he is. He's 22. Oh, shoot.
Sorry.
Okay. Young core, man.
But yeah, extremely young core. This is an example of rebuilding going right, and I've been impressed. Now,
Suzuki's 26, Caulfield is 24.
Yeah, so are these couple of games that they've had like, it must ring the damn alarm? No. Every team's going through these sort of hiccups. Yeah. And, I mean, it happens. Like, what can you do? And I'm sure they'll get out of the rut, but I am concerned about Montreal. He's been very slow.
Yeah, the lack of confidence for the year has been worrisome.
Yeah, and
that's my thoughts.
Absolutely. And guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight on the latest Hell Sports Show. And Nova, you might not know, but Ben, you already know. We here. We late as hell. And thank you guys for tuning in, guys. Keep an eye out on the Bruins and the Senators for the rest of the season. You guys will see Nova in here for the rest of the season too, as well. And to end this off real quick, like you guys said, guys, go follow Ben. Go follow Nova. If you guys want to get at us, we're always in Discord. We are actually watching the past game just ended. Yep. So I will be back here with What the Hell is Happening Sports in a hot second. We are going to get into this Pats game, and we are going to see how the Pats fare tonight. But thank you guys for pulling up today, and thank you guys for coming. And thank you guys for joining and continuously watching, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube. We had a lot of people on YouTube. Whether you're watching on either or, thank you guys for pulling up on us tonight. And we are here. We late as hell. Welcome to Latest Hell Sports if you're at the end. At the tail end here. And we love to have you guys on here. Thank you guys for interacting, commenting. Shout out Angelo, shout out Nero. And we will be on What the Hell is Happening Sports in about 5 to 10 minutes. So stay tuned in. I'll be there recapping football. Shout out Nova. Nova real quick. We gotta clap it up for Nova real quick. You feel me? Thank you, Nova, for coming through. It's good to have you back, man. It's fucking awesome to have you back, dude.
Great to see you back, brother.
I know, and Amari, yes, I when I had decent enough percentage on my phone, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, absolutely, guys. When Nova's able to, he'll be here. He was there for pretty much the majority of the hockey podcast this offseason and last year at the end of the tail year. So you guys got to tune in. Shout out, Ben. I know it's a rough night for the Canadians, but look ahead forward. Bruins and Canadians both with a loss tonight. Two teams that are right. Bruins are right behind the Canadians.
They're literally. I'm pretty sure they're tied actually.
Oh, we might be tied. Okay.
Yeah, like Habs, Senators, and Boston all at 22 points.
Oh.
Tonight too, just quickly for anyone watching, this is interesting to me. The Oilers struggled tonight. They lost 5-4 to the Blue Jackets. The Oilers are very much struggling this year, and Connor McDavid signed an extension. So we will definitely dive into that on one of the next pods here this upcoming weekend. We will have another hockey pod for you guys. We
Yeah.
no longer talk about the Devils, so if you're a Devils fan, that sucks for you. We won't explain why. Just know that we don't allow bullshit at Bay State Media, and that was a lot to be had today. So no more Devils talk for you guys unless it's shitting on Jack Hughes. You know?
And besides, Newark and New Jersey as a whole is a very crap state. A lot of trash there.
From a Canadian is crazy.
Who gives a shit about New Jersey, anyways?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Devils?
Bunch of
Who
choke
are they?
artists.
They don't exist. Choke artists,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep, a bunch of choke artists. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for pulling up. Nova, good to have you back, and
No worries.
love you guys. See you later.
Yeah, see you later.